What's up, Steeler Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bud Brought a Buddy. Today, on this episode of Bud Brought a Buddy, I have a very special, young, foreign, from another place guest, the one and only, the big time himself, Mr. Chase Claypool.
Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate that introduction, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Most definitely. And it's a holiday spirit, so I got on my Buddy F shirt.
Man, I got the Christmas tree in the bag. Should I go get my Christmas? That's kind of nice. Where I get one of those?
Link in the bio, in my bio.
Okay. I got to pay for that? For sure.
Chase, man, what's going on, man? Thank you for coming on the show. It means a lot. It's a very fun show. A lot of people have been asking about you in my DMs and my comments. Bring on Chase. They want to see you. They want to know more about you. So today on this episode of Bud Brought a Buddy, Chase Claypool.
Let's go.
So Chase, who is your best bud?
My best bud would have to be my college roommates who I lived with for the last 3 years, and then obviously my Notre Dame teammates that I got close with. Can't name them all, but John Shen, Arian Schinnever, Keenan Sentler, just a couple guys there.
Most definitely. Okay. Who is your most influential bud?
My most influential bud is probably all my brothers. I'm the youngest, so I look up to them, and I'm gonna say all my brothers.
How does it feel to be a rookie and get 10 touchdowns in 10 games?
Yeah, definitely crazy. It's not something you think about too much, but it's been a fun ride. But as you come to learn in the league, it doesn't really matter what you did last week, because you could have a bad game next week or a good game. All anyone will ever talk about is that game that you just played, and then it's forgotten. So it's cool. Definitely looking back at it, but not something that I'm gonna hang my hat on.
I seen it firsthand, man. You're still playing great. A lot of season left. Only more opportunities.
I'm excited. Yep.
So, what is your favorite thing about being a wide receiver? And also, what is your favorite thing about playing with Hall of Famer Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, so I think my favorite thing about being a receiver is just you get a chance to be in the spotlight, making big plays and stuff. It's not as glorious. The defense guys, they're in the trenches all the time, and they don't get the love they deserve. So I don't even have to be in the trenches. And I get some love from the fans and from the team and family members. So I think that's a pretty cool part of it, just making big plays. I think it's super cool playing with some people you watch growing up. So Ben being one of them. The fan base, even though we obviously don't have fans in the crowd, they've been super supportive throughout this process. Most of them, there's always a couple that have you on their fantasy team that don't like the performance that week or something. But it's been good, and the fan base, the owners, the organization, it's all been good.
So where is your hometown, and where did you grow up?
So my hometown, I was born in a city called Surrey, grew up in a city called Abbotsford, which is all right outside of Vancouver, British Columbia. And I only came to the States for school. So that was like my main transition from Canada to the U.S. was just going to school, basically.
Okay, cool. Since you mentioned the transition from Canada to U.S., how was that transition when you got old enough to make the move to college? And then what was your thoughts about the U.S. when you were younger growing up?
Yeah, so my thoughts of the U.S. was all the sports that the U.S. offered. I watched college football, I watched NFL, I watched NBA, and it was all in the States. So it was like, everything was different, built different. All the people are bigger, faster, stronger than everyone in Canada. That was my perspective. For the most part, that's true. And then that transition, culturally, it wasn't that bad because I went to Notre Dame. So you have people from around the world going there anyways. So a lot of different, personalities and stuff. And then football was a complete, night and day difference, because I went from playing our packed games were 500 people. That was that was under the lights. That was lit. And then my first game, Texas, was 101,000. So it was a complete 180.
Yeah, most definitely. I see you got a YouTube channel, what's your YouTube channel name?
Just the name, Chase Claypool.
subscribe right now.
Yeah,
Also
appreciate it.
subscribe to my YouTube channel right now, Bud Dupree. Steelers, subscribe to the Steelers page as well. So, man, I saw you bought your parents a car on YouTube. Explain that feeling, and was that one of your most sought about accomplishment that you had in your mind?
Yeah, so my goal as a kid, I remember writing that when I was in like the 3rd grade with a little piece of crayon, like, what's your goal? Like, I want to buy my parents cars, because in my mind, that meant success. So whether I was playing football or, you know, a CEO of some company or something, if I was able to buy my parents cars, that means that meant I made it in some form or fashion. So that was my goal since I can remember. So as soon as I had the opportunity, I knew as soon as I went home for the draft, that was like my opportunity to do that. And it was a long process because all my accounts are American, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we ended up working it out. I got them each a car, and it was awesome. Definitely my biggest accomplishment.
That's dope. Man, the fans are calling you Mapletron. People around the world are calling you Mapletron, man. Explain that name to people who may not know the meaning behind it, why they're saying it, and also, do you even like to be called the name Mapletron?
Right. So the Mapletron nickname came after the combine when I was compared to Megatron, Calvin Johnson, because all my like measurables were like very similar to his, and like my testing was similar to his. So everyone was like, oh, like.
But that photo was 4'3".
Yeah, so they started calling me Megatron Jr., and they're like, nah, we need a better name, something more original, but something to play off that. So there was a poll on Twitter. I think the NFL did a poll or something like that, or someone did a poll, and might have been the Steelers after I got drafted. They said, oh, what's his new nickname? And Mapletron, it was Mapletron, Air Canada, and then like the Maple Bandit or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, please don't be the Maple Bandit. So it ended up being Mapletron, thankfully. And I got the Mapletron. We got the logo looking super sweet, but Mapletron, I didn't mind it until I went up to James Conner and Juju in the locker room. And I was wearing this, and they're like, oh, what's that? I was like, oh, it's just a Mapletron merch. And they busted out laughing at me. And that broke my spirit a little bit. So ever since then, man, you know, I haven't really been looking for a new nickname, but I've been open to suggestions, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, but maple syrup is a big thing in Canada, right?
Right.
Would you, or do you already have, like to have a deal with them?
Yeah, so I put syrup on everything. I put syrup on ice cream. I be making French toast like every morning. Put syrup on that. You get a little crazy, put on like your little breakfast sandwich. Syrup on that. You name it, I got syrup on it. So, you know, if there's a maple syrup.
Moral of the story is Chase Claypool puts syrup on it.
Everything. So yeah, if there's a company out there that wants to sponsor me for maple syrup, you count me in. So,
Christmas is here, man. A lot of great things about Christmas. You know, it brings everyone together. It's a great purpose behind Christmas. What is your favorite Christmas movie and why?
I gotta say my favorite Christmas movie is probably Elf. I think it's a classic one. I definitely gotta get my head in some newer Christmas movies because I haven't watched any in a long time. But Elf, just because I think it's a classic, man. I remember watching it as a kid. That's something I'd still watch today.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, man, what is one memory that any person in your life have said to you? It can be a quote. It can be anything, man. What is one thing that has stuck with you your whole life that you have learned and gained, or the knowledge that you have gained from someone?
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one because I've had good advice from everyone throughout my life. But I think my mom and my dad have always told me to always stay humble, and it sounds very simple, but just never change up and always be yourself. So that's something that I've taken with me. They've told me that when I was 8 years old, first playing football, where my dad thought I was going to be in the NFL. And he said, Chase, no matter what, like, you make sure you stay yourself. You always stay humble. You never forget who you are. So that's probably, from my parents, that's probably the best advice I've got.
Man, for sure, man. But, man, again, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show, Bud Brought a Buddy. And today I brought my buddy, Chase Claypool.
Yep.
And, man, it was a fun time. Thank you. And I hope the fans can get some more knowledge about you from this. You know, everybody, like I said, everybody been DMing me the whole time. Get Chase, bring Chase.
Yeah. How to get it done.
So we had to bring Mapletron himself.
That's right.
Man, appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bud.
What's up, Steelers Nation? It's TJ Watt. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers official YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on everything going on in the Steel City. Thank you for being the best fans in football. Here we go.